What's going on, everyone? Justin Fensterman back with you with another Fantasy Football Weekly Stock Watch report regarding the 2020 fantasy football season. A lot of injuries, a lot of schedule changes, but that is what the family is all about. We're sticking with you. We're keeping you one step ahead of the game. And now it's time to talk about which of the latest players are trending up and down when it comes to fantasy football. Start with a couple of players who are rising right now when it comes to interest, and that's Alexander Madison. We all know Dalvin Cook is no stranger to injuries, and with Cook not 100%, it could be Madison's chance to break out over the next couple of matchups, maybe even if it's just one. Last year, Madison rushed for 4.6 yards per carry, and when Cook went down on Sunday Night Football, Madison came right in and posted 112 yards on the ground, and he even caught a few passes. He could still be on waivers, and if you need a running back, he should absolutely be invested in. Even if it's only a Band-Aid for a week or so, he would still be a good running back to have for depth purposes. If you have Dalvin Cook and Madison is out on waivers, get to spending immediately. Minnesota takes on Atlanta's garbage defense in Week 6. Next player on the rise, Laviska Shenault. DJ Chark is once again banged up after injuring his ankle in Week 5, and this could benefit the rookie wide receiver even more if Chark is out. While he hasn't been getting in the end zone, he continues to get targeted more and more as the season continues, and with Chark not 100%, he could start seeing games in which he hits double-digit targets. Expect him to start breaking away from Chris Conley and Keelan Cole soon enough when it comes to that target share. They have a strong matchup against Detroit next. Final player on the rise, Robert Tonyan. We waited a week because of the bye, and now a lot of focus shifts to Tonyan because not only did fantasy players claim him last week, and some spending a bit of a pretty penny, but they had to sit him for that bye. While Allen Lazard being out should benefit him, Tonyan's targets will be impacted regarding whether or not Davante Adams plays in the next matchup. Adams is practicing as the Packers are gearing up for Tampa. While it isn't the easiest matchup, Tonyan has scored 5 touchdowns in his last 3 games, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling has been having trouble getting open. The Packers will also throw a bit to Aaron Jones, but Tonyan should be still utilized in the red zone and getting 5 to 7 targets in their next game. Let's talk about a few players who are trending down and start with Zach Ertz. What is wrong with you? On one hand, you could say that with Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, Dallas Goedert, and Jalen Reagor all sidelined, that they would be force-feeding him the ball, and we've seen his targets drop over the last couple of weeks, and things aren't going to get easier when it comes to his next matchup against Baltimore. On the other hand, teams are game planning to take Zach Ertz out, and he's put up multiple single-digit fantasy efforts as the Eagles continue to be hampered by injuries. Yes, after Baltimore, the schedule gets easier, but he's only scored 1 touchdown this year, and until the other options come back and pose a bigger threat, he will continue to get the heavy shadow by the opposition. Another tight end, trending down, Tyler Higbee. While we all rejoiced in Week 2 of the fantasy football season when Higbee caught 3 touchdowns, it's been nothing but a nightmarish experience ever since. Gerald Everett has been more involved in the Rams offense, and Higbee has been targeted just 8 times. 8! Since his explosive Week 2 performance. The Rams are healthy and Jared Goff has a lot of options to utilize. Until Everett gets hurt like he did last year, it's very hard to trust Higbee with this major timeshare going on in LA, and those rolling with him should be looking for other options in better situations. Final player trending down, Mark Ingram. Ingram has been very frustrating to start on a weekly basis because he has had 2 games, just 2, in which he's scored at least 10 fantasy points in a PPR league, and even worse than that, he's only had 2 games, that's right, 2, in which he was given double-digit carries. Between Ingram, Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins, there are a lot of mouths to feed, and Dobbins hasn't even been utilized consistently enough to determine what his role is exactly. Ingram doesn't catch passes, and owners are starting to have to rely on him to score to make weight on their team. He is coming off of the best game he's had from a yardage standpoint, but it only still amounts to fewer than 6 points, meaning he has to get in the box in order for us to get that double-digit production. Very frustrating. And that is your weekly stock watch when it comes to fantasy football. Remember, the family is always with you. Chats, fantasyalarm.com. Your season is never over. We're helping you save seasons one day at a time, especially with all that's going on and all the changes occurring on a daily basis in 2020. Good luck, and remember, the family is always with you.